This is to certify that movie
Twats
has been classified for live streaming.
It would help if I lifted the thing off my camera then. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, wanker, Steve. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us for another week on Movie Chats. I have got little Steve in the back room here, and we've also got our special guest. I'd just like to address something before I bring everybody on. As you can see, there's the Alien Watch from Watchgate earlier on in the year. And we didn't get involved in any of that. And we're really good friends with everybody that was involved. Paul, Paulie, Rob, Lee, everything else. That all got squashed a couple of weeks ago. And you know, there's a little bit of friendly banter between them all, taking pot shots and everything else, which is acceptable, and I'm okay with that. What I'm not okay with is the way that it sort of come onto our stream in our comment sections last week with people making comments regarding one of our guests. And I'm not particularly happy with that. I'm not fond of that. If anyone's got any particular problems with us or our guests, then please feel free to come on the channel. You know, I'm happy to have that Jordan Peterson, Ben Shapiro chat, and I'll referee it. I'm all for that. But making new bogus Facebook accounts and bogus YouTube accounts just to put comments on to other people's channels is out of order, in my opinion. Our guest is not very well. He spent time in hospital. He's not going to tell you that himself, and he can't be doing with any of the additional stress and stuff like that. So please cut the shit, get on with it. You're a grown-ass adult, and just move on. At the end of the day, you know, we don't need it in our comment section. You will be blocked. The comment will be deleted, and I just won't take it anymore on our channel. That being said, let's bring on the star of the show. Evening, Dave.
It's me.
Little Steve's just going to stay down there because he's
little Steve. I weren't expecting that whatsoever. That was a nice episode.
Now, I've bloody had myself at this rate then.
So good evening, ladies and gents. With that being said, and like I say, I apologise, Dave. I know you're our special guest. I just need to get that off my chest.
No.
So thank you for joining us, Dave. It's always a pleasure to have you on the show. What have you been up to?
Oh, well, I was at not long ago, mate. I was at New York Comic Con. That's probably the biggest
whatever.
Done.
I have been enjoying watching the shorts and the clips and everything else, mate. It looks really, really cool.
Oh, it was unbelievable, mate. Honestly, I've never been to a Comic Con before. So
and you chose New York.
Well, if you're gonna choose one, you might as well choose one of the biggest ones, mightn't you? And
Gareth, can you please use your telephone voices or put subtitles on? Yes.
888. There you go. It'll just pop up at the bottom. That's how old I am. But yeah, man, it was unbelievable. It was a bit of a shame, but because of the actors' strike still going on and stuff, there wasn't a lot of them that were able to like be there and promote the stuff and that. So it was a little bit of a letdown in that way. But man, it was probably the best 4 days I've had in years. Honestly, there's so much to do there that even 4 days just wasn't enough.
Yeah, but we just had Liverpool Comic Con last weekend over here, and
that was probably just the same, wasn't it? Yeah, I bet it weren't far off.
Well, when I see pictures of friends have been to Comic Con and who they've had pictures with, I am really disappointed. I never got tickets to go.
Yeah.
Comic Con is something that I've wanted to do. We've been to the smaller ones, which have used to get about 5 stalls in some mediocre cosplay, but I want to go to a big one. And I just need to spend the money. Unfortunately, our YouTube channel doesn't bring in the revenue as obvious as Dave's does, so we can't go to New York.
Yeah, that's clearly it, isn't it? That's what it is.
Happening here.
If you put it down to look spending, buying one less car a year, we might be able to afford it.
Oh, don't talk to me about cars. I have got...
Careful, mate. We're going back off again while he has another rant.
I'm just flattered to see my channel makes money. Nil what, mate? Nil what? That's how much.
We were talking to somebody the other day about buying a car, and he said this is the longest I've had a car. It's coming up to 4 years for me with the Volvo, and I haven't sold it. I haven't got bored with it. And he said, "How have you got through it?" And I said, "By buying 2 other cars." Buying the Mazda and buying the Mini. That's how I've got away with keeping the Volvo for 4 years.
The legend. Hey everybody, just a quick say hello to everyone. Thanks for joining us. Lainey, I'm so glad you're on the mend and lovely to see you.
Yeah, good to see you back in the chats, Lainey. I did catch your video the other day, so yeah, it's good to see you back in.
Yeah, we've all missed you.
Back doing your bit. So who have we got in the chat here?
Yeah, let's go through.
Let's go through it. Since little Steve won't, you just can't get the co-host these days. Good evening, Elaine. Good evening, AJ. Some person called Movie Chats, including that's right, Steve. Thank you very much. You have the lights to hear. I do need to get more. Gareth, thank you very much, mate, for joining us. All things film, thank you very much. Pat, always a pleasure to see you. Peter, good evening, buddy. And Ali's in as well. Good evening, dear. Thank you for joining us. And obviously, we've got Lainey as well, who's another special guest. Dave, have you ever had the pleasure of doing a Lainey quiz?
No, I haven't.
Oh,
no. Right. So,
mastermind contact her for questions. I'm telling you,
Lainey, when you feel up to it and you are back in the swing of things, then please come on and do another movie quiz for us. We've got a couple of people like Dave. We'll get AJ on. We'll get some other people there as well, and you can put us through our paces. It's a difficult quiz.
Right. Even ones are hard for me, mate. I act like I know everything. I know when it comes to quizzes, I know absolutely nothing.
I think the winner last time got 3 answers.
Better start doing
it was. Who's the scary Bobby Brown or something? And no one got that one. The Titanic. Oh, fucking. Saying that you might get that one, Dave, being a chick flick lover and all after your last conversation with little Steve.
We all love those chick flicks.
I have started chick flicks. I'm not going to lie.
Did you ever send you the DVD steelbook with the 5-in-1 chick flicks?
No, I've still got that.
No.
You still got that one.
No,
ladies and gentlemen, you may see in the background of little Steve's there, he's been doing some room renovations as well.
Yes.
Yes. So I'm assuming there's a video on the way out, or you just...
Yeah, no, I've put one together. I just need to put it out now.
Yeah,
he's getting there. I've still got a few bits sort of moving around a little bit, and then when I was struggling for space, right? Because obviously I've put all this on the wall, as you can see, to match the other wall. But I was struggling for space a little bit, and we went to Asda yesterday. Listen to this. Went to Asda yesterday. And Lou comes around the corner with this for me. Let me show you.
Big black strap-on called Dave. Oh, close.
So she was like, "Oh, that's cool, isn't it?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's good, that, isn't it?" 15 quid. Have you seen the size of that thing? I'm not even gonna get into the comment you said, Steve. There. You can laugh the same, these two. I swear to God, you two need a DNA test.
Let's address AJ's comment at the bottom. No,
Oh,
I remember that you got all the easy questions, and me and Michael were arguing the fact that Gareth couldn't even get the questions straight.
Yeah.
Oh,
that quiz, by the way, that was generally funny. I remember that. Yeah. And I'm God, man, I would have been lost in that quiz. I mean, I'm not a Trekkie anyway, so I'm already beaten there. But God, that was like near impossible. Some of them questions.
So I've been sat by the door pretty much all week waiting for stuff to turn up, because obviously whatnot purchases and stuff like that. And I'd got a deal off Lee for one of the steel books I was after. And everything turned up today. So as the house was in an absolute state because everything was everywhere, because I've been doing this room, I had like 5 boxes of stuff turn up. Plus I'd ordered, as I put on the chat earlier on, I'd ordered the Hellraiser set from Amazon, so that turned up today. But by far the thing that I'm most chuffed with is the Hannibal. So this was the deal that I got through Lee, which is amazing. But I tell you what, the packaging of any other company when they send you stuff isn't a patch on what it's like when he sends you stuff. It's like,
is it like Chris when he sends you the little Lego brick and it's got 18 layers of bubble wrap?
Honestly, this guy made sure this turned up in that. So this thing came in a box and then an envelope thing from Amazon. And I was like, oh, okay, that doesn't look safe. And when I opened it up, I was like, actually, yeah, the packaging's great on it. It was the same box that he sent that in, but he bubble wrapped it, sent it in a box, and then inside another box with a load of. I've got a lot of filler for packaging, put it that way. But yeah, it's amazing, mate. I'm so chuffed with it. But thanks, Lee, for doing me that deal, buddy. You know, I appreciate it. I must admit, though, I watched AJ's video yesterday of The Exorcist, and I was a bit like, oh, I wish I had that.
I watched AJ's biggest pickup video or biggest monthly pickup video or something. And I'm like, for a man that's complaining that he's got no space on the bookshelves, everything already, and not knowing if he's got duplicates of stuff,
yeah,
where does he put it all?
I don't know. I really want to see that room that AJ's got, because it must be about 4 times the size of my room in here.
Do you know? All I can think of, he's got a room the same size as mine, obviously without the spare bed in it. But then he's just got rows and rows of bookshelves, so it must be like the library in the Ghostbusters. You know, where they where they go through the maze to find a ghost. You know, with all the bookshelves and stuff. Laney's currently doing a music quiz for Sunday, not doing the usual charity events, sadly. Laney, we can always do a charity event just after Christmas or February. We can push it back. I know it's not the Halloween one that we normally do, but when you're feeling up to it, give us a shout. We are 100% behind it every year, as you know. And yeah, we can always get the guys involved.
Do you know what? I'm genuinely gutted that you and Steve aren't doing that run or whatever it is you were doing.
The 5K run, me and Andrew.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, Andrew. Sorry, yeah, I am genuinely gutted that you two aren't doing that.
I think you
need to.
Well.
I can see you in your peak physical fitness, aren't you?
I am. But yeah,
show.
I trained for that. Andrew just ran 5K to the pub and had 10 pints, and then.
Hey, Matt. Hey, Lin. Yeah, this is exactly it. I've been waiting for this all year, and on a technicality, you've sort of got out of it.
But no, we can do it in February or whenever it is, whenever we're on. And like you say, we've got in with a couple of the movie channels as well, so I'm assuming they will jump in and help us as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
So less of us now talking that. Let's get down to brass tacks. Let's get down to the movies and stuff. Have you seen the new Exorcist?
Yes.
What did you think, Dave? Because the missus has been to see it. I haven't been to see it. So this is her review, not mine. She says it's a good movie. It's not very scary. It's been made for a 10-year-old to get into the Exorcist franchise. Yeah,
Can you spell exorcist?
She also said that as well, that it doesn't have to be a link to the first film or the second or the first lot of Exorcist films, because it could be any exorcism movie, and then
Right.
those other people are just thrown into the mix anyway. Is that
Yeah.
how you took it as well? And is that going to be the formula for up and coming horrors, the teen horrors?
Well, I have to say, I think she's absolutely spot on. Like everything you've just said, then I agree with. I said in my review, basically, I think I actually remembered at something. I did say this did not have to be The Exorcist. You could have named it anything else. It did not have to be at all. The only real link that it kind of had to the first one was obviously the mother's in it for a brief moment. And there's like a little spot near the end, which I won't say. I know it's been out a couple of weeks, but I won't like say what it is. It's obvious if you watch The Exorcist, you'll know like who.
Do you want me to put the banner on the bottom, because that usually says spoilers and stuff like that? You know,
it's all right. But it's I didn't mind the movie. But I'm not exactly like. I like the first Exorcist movie. It is as close to a masterpiece as you can get in horror, and I acknowledge that. I like the movie. I really do. But I'm not what you'd call like a huge Exorcist fan. It's not something that I would watch every year. Like it's very good that I'll watch it. I'm more of a fan of actually Exorcist 3. That one's my favorite one. So I'll watch that more. But yeah, I just took the new Exorcist film as it was. I thought it was a little slow, but once I got going, I found it entertaining, and I thought it was okay to good. I had no problems with it. But what I seem to like realize is that fans of The Exorcist, like real fans of The Exorcist, are really hating this movie. And
really?
This film is not liked at all. It's kind of got a similar reaction. And it surprises me. It's kind of got a similar reaction to a Halloween Ends.
No, it can't be that bad.
Mate, honest to God, mate. No, it's not. No, if I had the choice between The Exorcist Believer and Halloween Ends, I'm picking The Exorcist Believer, like massive. But I'm a huge fan of the Halloween franchise, so I think it's been kind of reversed the other way around. If you're a huge fan of The Exorcist, you're hating this new one. Whereas I didn't mind it, as I say, because I've got no real kind of like love and connection to the original. So
how many Exorcist films are we on then now? Is it 5?
This will be, I want to say yes.
Because I've just had a look, and the anthology's obviously got the 4 on it.
Yeah, so obviously you had the first one, you had that brilliant second one. Has anyone ever seen The Exorcist 2, by the way? Oh, you're in for a treat. That's all I'm going to say. Honestly.
What sort of level are we talking? Are we talking Zombievers? Are we talking...
Oh, no, Zombievers is Oscar-worthy compared to this, mate.
Oh, right, okay.
It's bad, really bad. And then obviously you got The Exorcist 3, which I adore. Both versions of that, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, I like the theatrical version, but I also like the director's cut, which is called Legion. I think they're both just as good as each other. And then I haven't seen the fourth Exorcist movie, but I believe there's like 2 or 3 different versions of that as well. You know, which I've never watched, so I can't comment on. But yeah, I didn't think this one was too bad, but it's not getting the love at all. So I don't know when.
For the first time in a couple of weeks, the wife's decided to watch the stream. So hello, babe. Halloween Ends was terrible. Exorcist was good, but not scary.
It's not scary. No, not at all. Not in the slightest. But I think also the thing is with Exorcist Believer and how I kind of, had a bit of a good time with it is I have a soft spot for like possession movies and like kind of like, I just do. They're so goofy and stupid and cheesy to me sometimes that I can find some form of entertainment in them. Doesn't matter how bad they are. I will find something to like, something good in it. So take that for what it is. I've seen some real shit possession movies and like really loved them. So
do you know the one that still gets me to this day, and it scared the shit out of me when I first watched it, because it's obviously based on what some people consider true events, and the possession scene and stuff like that, and when they send them back in and stuff like that. It's The Fourth Kind. you know, and obviously when he's
Yeah.
lying in the bed and the god comes through him and stuff like that, and then breaks him in two. That scares the shit out of me every time. It still does now. And the fact that the way that she looks while they're interviewing, she looks like an alien. She's so withdrawn and so it's like starved and dehydrated and stuff. She actually looks like an alien, or how I picture the alien to look. But I don't think I see any films like that anymore, especially the horror ones and everything, because it's all jump scare stuff. And I am a big pansy when it comes to jump scares. I hate them. You know, I can sit in there and I know it's coming, and next thing you know, fucking bastard, yeah, every time, right?
100% the same, man.
Yeah, you know, I you know, go and fight 5 lads before I go and watch another bloody jump scare horror movie. Peter's saying that he's watched Halloween Saw X. Have you seen that one yet? The new Saw? What's that like? Because I don't think I've seen anything since Saw 4 when the woman police officer took over, and then she's the one that's doing the killing. Because he died, didn't he? He died of cancer, but apparently he's not died. He's alive, and he's now killing the doctors that did him in or something. I'm not sure.
So basically, with the new Saw one is they've done a brilliant thing for like the likes of us that kind of stopped watching the series, because I'm the same as you. I watched it up to Saw 4, and that was it for me. I saw bits of Saw 5 when I was working at the cinema at the time, and I lost interest in the series. I think the biggest mistake they did was actually killing off Jigsaw, because he was the most the most interesting character, really.
Yeah.
And like I say, I watched 1 to 4, but what they've done with this one is they've set it back, so it's a prequel. So it's supposed to be set between the first 2 movies.
Oh, really?
Right.
Yeah. So if you can buy the fact that Jigsaw clearly looks 20 years older than what he did, you'll be fine. Just take that out of your mind. Just don't worry about it, right?
Yeah.
And I got interested in watching this one purely based on that fact. And I watched the trailer, and the trailer looked good. And I thought, about time they actually did a movie where it's solely focused on him. I thought, wow, it took 10 movies to realize, hang on, our most interesting character is actually Jigsaw. Why don't we base the movie around him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they did. And you know what? It's the best Saw movie by a mile. And I love the first 2. I absolutely had a blast with the new Saw film. I thought, I forget the guy's name who played Jigsaw, Tobin Bell, sorry.
Yeah.
His performance is absolutely brilliant in this movie. Like, surprisingly, really. He's a good actor anyway, and he's good in that role. But he owns this movie. And for someone that's like not a massive Saw fan, I still think you will find a lot to appreciate in this film. It's just a good old-fashioned standard revenge flick. And you really, you don't have to agree with his morals or anything kind of Jigsaw does, but you find yourself really rooting for him in this movie.
Do you find he's actually got valid reasons for putting the contestants into the games? When you realise who they are and what they do in real life and stuff like that, you sort of start off feeling sorry for them that they're in this predicament, and then you go, "You little bastard, you actually deserved it."
Especially in this movie, mate. I like I say, I haven't seen like 5, 6, 7 Up or whatever. Like, I haven't really seen them, but I would bet my bottom dollar that the people he's got in this game are the scummiest, worst motherfuckers in the whole series. So you don't, maybe bar one is a bit kind of 50-50, a little bit harsh that she's there, in my opinion, if you ask. But the other ones, you just want to see them just suffer. And spoiler alert, they suffer. And it's just brilliant. And I was surprised, like I said, by how much I was really enjoying the movie. And obviously, if you know any Saw film, it's always like a little bit of a twist at the end or something. You know what I mean? It's not going as you would expect it to go. And that music hits, which I think some of the best piece of horror music or just in any film ever. Saw theme when it hits, man, the hairs on the back of my neck stood up, and I was like, get in there. It was honest to God, man. It's probably my favorite movie of the year so far, and I never, ever, ever thought I would say that.
So Lana's saying here, horror movies aren't scary at the moment. She wants to be terrified. Yeah, this is where me and you differ, babes. Laney's saying here, jump scares are why I can't watch horror movies. Yeah. Totally agree. The thing is, though, Laney, and I've said this time and time again on our stream, you hear a sound in the kitchen. So why are you walking into the kitchen? You hear it's in the cupboard, so you walk over to the cupboard. Yeah. The cupboard starts vibrating the door. Why the fuck have you put your hand on the handle? Why the fuck are you opening the door? Bastard, David. You know it's there.
Exactly, mate. This is why, if I was ever in a horror movie, it would be a waste of time, because it'd literally just be me sat in the front room for 2 hours going, well, I ain't fucking going out there and having a look.
I ain't doing this. I ain't moving.
Yeah.
I'd be like, what's that banging? Sorry, babe, the ghost can keep the fucking house. I'm off.
It's like that last Blair Witch movie that came out like a few years ago now. Like at the beginning, where I think at the beginning where they go and it's like, oh, do you want to come and help me find my sister in the woods or whatever? If you're asking me that, I'm going, no. That's the end of the movie.
Paranormal Activity. Listen, love, it's just dragged me the fuck out of bed. I ain't staying here no more. Never mind setting up webcams around my house or anything like that. I'm done.
The moment that guy or woman, whoever it was, I can't remember, turned around to them and said, oh, it's not haunted the house, it's haunting you. Like it's haunting the woman. The moment that is said, I'm upstairs, bags packed, I'm getting all my stuff, getting me PlayStation,
everything. Your ring back, love.
Getting me PlayStation.
It's been nice knowing you. I love 60
quid for this game, I'm not leaving it.
Yeah.
I'm getting everything. And I'll just be like, look, I hope it works out. Hope it goes well. Don't call me. Don't get in touch with me. And everything. I'm gone. Gone. No woman is worth putting up with that shit. and look what happened to him. He ended up dead anyway.
Yeah. She killed him, didn't she, if I remember? Yeah. Chris Tyler says it's the music that makes you jump. We went to see Insidious, the Red Door. It was the Red Door, the new Insidious, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And the bit where they're looking through the window and they've got the pictures on the window, and she's moving the pictures around, and you see the ghost coming closer on the front garden.
Oh God! Right. Okay.
And at one stage, and I'm like, I know this fucker's going to smash through the glass, or he's just going to appear right in front of her.
Yeah.
And I'm bracing myself for it and everything else. And I am lucky that I put my drink down on the side just as he come bursting through. Because if he didn't, Lana would have got covered in fucking Coke or Fanta or whatever. And she knew I was going to do it as well, because you can see her bracing.
Just watching her response.
Yeah, she knows what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And in that particular point, there's no music in the film. It's just very subtly you see something on the grass, and it gets closer and closer and closer to the window, and next thing you know, it's on you. So it's not necessarily just the music. I just think I'm just a big pussy when it comes to horror movies.
Yeah. I mean, I don't mind. Like, that's the thing with jump scares. I don't mind jump scares when they generally mean something for the movie. Yeah. Like, if it's just a cheap one, like a cat jumps out of a fucking cupboard or something, fuck off, stop. I don't need that in my life. You know what I mean? If it's like part of like, if it's followed up by something and it's worthwhile, fine, I'm all right with it. It's like the worst jump scare I have ever had, and I would argue this case that this is probably the worst and the greatest jump scene in movie history, is in Sinister. And if I say Sinister, you know straight away the one I'm talking about is the lawnmower, right? So I've got a little story about that. So, like I say, I was working at a cinema at the time, and Sinister turned up. So what you had to do is, as a projectionist, you had to kind of play every movie that came in to kind of make sure that it worked and everything was okay and blah, 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 etc.
Must be terrible having to do that job.
Oh, it was awful. Well, look, listen, man, I didn't watch every movie. Trust me, I chanced it. 9 out of 10 times I chanced it. I got caught out once in 15 years isn't bad. I thought that was a good return.
Look, you didn't put the dick pic in Fight Club. That was already there.
I was already there. That wasn't me. But I would have put a bigger dick in if it was. But so we were closing up for the night, and I had a couple of staff still there, whatever. And they were like, I said to them, "Oh, do you fancy watching Sinister tonight?" They were like, "No, no, no." And I'm like, "Oh, fucking hell, I'm on my own here." Right, okay. So I ordered myself a Chinese, treated myself, got a bottle of wine, stuck it on, went in. Anyway.
Bottle of wine?
Oh, yeah. Why not?
Jesus.
So I'm sat there and I'm tucking away into my Chinese while I'm watching it. And it gets to that point, it gets to that scene where he's watching that Super 8 video and just horrible sound, that music. That's what's so good about them little miniature movies. And that's just, they're so unsettling, you know, especially with that sound and however he did to get that, I think is a genius. But anyway, it's coming up to that lawnmower bit and it just seems to take its time, doesn't it? And take its time and take its time. The next minute, that fucking screech when you see the head and mate, I leapt up. My Chinese went up with me. It was just a case of there's the Chinese or me. I have never jumped that high in my life.
Mm.
I came back down, covered in bloody chicken curry, egg fried rice, fucking wine got spilt. True story. And I went upstairs. It shit me up that much that I went back to the projection room and I put the lights on half and then went back down. And then watched the rest of the movie fucking covered in Chinese with fucking half lights still on at the cinema.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's Sinister's one of my favorite horror movies. And I still like when someone hasn't seen Sinister, I want to be there for that moment. I just
let them watch it. Yeah.
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 It's probably the greatest scene ever.
Lana says here, Sinister's my favourite horror movie ever. It still scares the shit out of me. Lainey says she's watched Get Out with my daughter, and she the jump scare, she had to get peeled off the ceiling. You see, I haven't seen Get Out. There's just something about it that it just doesn't resonate with me.
I'm the same, mate. I haven't either. And everyone that I've spoke to about it, I've not heard a bad word about that movie.
Mm.
And I don't know, like, if there's any twists in it or whatever. I don't know anything about it, which is quite good as well, considering it's been out for so long. So I can actually watch that now, and I, don't know anything about it really. I will check it out. I will, because I don't mind Jordan Peele. I think he's done some good work. I mean, I watched Us, which I thought overall was actually quite good. I didn't mind it.
What's that?
Us, is it? It's the one with the doppelgangers with the family.
Oh, Us.
Us, yeah. I thought that was, and I thought the twist in that at the end was brilliant as well.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
I haven't watched, was it Nope? I haven't seen that one.
I haven't seen that one.
That was okay. It wasn't great. It was all right.
It was all right, yeah. I've heard that.
But then I liked Old as well.
That's one I need to check out. That's Shyamalan in it.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, yeah. I'm not Shyamalan. Sorry, yeah. Sorry, I don't know why that came to me. I think it's because of the actors.
Yeah,
it's because it's all the very same scary sort of off out there
ones. Yeah. Sorry, that was me. That.
Lana's asking Dave, what is your favorite horror movie?
Oh God, man, that's a question. I honestly, I don't have one. I couldn't answer it. There's so many, man. Honestly, like it ranges from certain Friday the 13th movies into Elm Street movies into like zombie movies, like like Day of the Dead from back in the 80s. I really love. There's so many, like Sinister, like we spoke before, probably really up there. I like the Hills of Eyes remake as one of my favorites. The Dawn of the Dead remake is one of my favorites. So honestly, so many. I couldn't pick one.
I do have to remind you though, Lana, this is the man that recommended Vamp to us.
Yeah.
Thank you, Stephen. Vamp is my favorite horror film ever. Thank you for reminding me. I adore that film, man. I do. I've no apologies whatsoever. I think it's just a Grace Jones tick that I've got. I don't know.
Oh God. Peter said, "Has any of you guys seen Pumpkinhead?"
many years ago. I need a rewatch. It's been that long. I was a kid. I must have been. That came out late 80s, didn't it? I'm sure. Maybe early 90s at the latest. So I was, man, I think I was about like 11 or 12 when I'd have to rewatch it.
Lana says she didn't watch, fam. She can't comment. No, but you saw my reaction when you came in to ask me, was I okay? And I said, I just can't figure out what the fuck I'm watching here.
It was a difficult one, wasn't it?
It's the film makes no sense. It's like it makes sense up until they nearly have that car crash. Then the car just feels like it's spinning around forever, stupidly. Then they end up in a completely different location to where they have the crash. And it's just like, to me, I always feel like that scene's kind of like an Alice in Wonderland moment. Like, that's when the film kind of, it's right, okay, it's gone into a different kind of world now. Do you get what I mean?
I just don't understand. I just don't understand what the albinos were doing in the movie, because I thought they were going to be the vampires and the bad guys in the film, and they weren't. They were just coffee drinkers that ended up in the wrong part of town, I think.
Coffee drinkers with bad teeth. It could have been set in Britain.
What are you doing?
Yeah, what are you on about?
You've gone from being DJ Dickhead to High Harlequin.
It's my hat. Nothing wrong with this.
I think you look beautiful, Steve.
Thanks, mate.
It's all right, mate.
One person's got to, and his wife doesn't. Anyway,
no, I got him a few weeks back. Disneyland Paris. Disney hats.
Look like Jamiroquai with a hat on.
JK.
Going deeper underground. Anyone who's a Godzilla fan.
So, are you in like any particular rush to see? What was it called now? It was advertised when Lana went to see The Exorcist, and she said it looked awful.
Oh, well, I can't wait to watch that then.
It's not like Five Nights at Freddy's or something, is it?
that was one of them, Five Nights at Freddy's. However, I did watch, I saw that Z has got a review for Five Nights at Freddy's. So I need to watch that. I can't remember what it was called. But there's so many of these like teen introductory horrors, like what's the one with the hands that talk to me and stuff like that, and things like that. It's sort of.
Have you watched Totally Killer?
What?
Have you watched that Totally Killer yet?
No, it's on my list though.
Mate, it's really good.
Yeah, I've heard.
I enjoyed it. Yeah, first of all, the first half an hour, I'm like, what am I watching here? Because it was all about, it was like a time traveling thing. And I was like, okay, so what am I watching here? And then there's a few things, because it's back, like, based in the 80s, obviously the way that some of the people were back then and what was PC then and what PC now sort of thing. It knows how, it's like the irony of it. They're like, yeah, we know. You know, like I was saying last week, you know, like the mum smoking in the car with the kids in and stuff like that, and this girl that's come from the future is like, that's unacceptable. And then the way some of the guys are towards her and stuff like that, it knows it's taking the piss out of all this stuff nowadays.
Yeah,
it was actually quite an enjoyable movie in the end.
Are you enjoying the fact that the writers and the studios now are moving away from that sort of political correctness, wokeness stuff? We've had 3-4 years of it now, and we're moving back into normal life again.
Yeah, it needs to happen, mate. I always said, and I hoped it would happen at some stage, but for me, it's took too long. Common sense had to eventually come around at some point. Just had to. Like, you couldn't keep going on the way we were going on. It baffled me, mate. Half the time I was just so confused with what was happening. I'm like, why just a lot of times I'm just asking questions like, why are we doing this?
Yeah.
You know, and then like I think it came to a head for me. Like I'm not like a huge Disney fan or anything. I wouldn't even pretend to be. But that whole Snow White debacle thing that was going on. Like what was like, not calling them 7 dwarfs, calling them 7 magical creatures and whatever, and they're all like different, catering to different. It's just, oh, fuck off, stop. If you want to do that, create your own. Don't take something that's already existed and change it to please you. Create your own shit. Call it.
It'd be interesting to see what they do, because I was looking at some stuff this week, I think it was, and they were saying that pardon me, they were saying that they might not even get a cinema release now.
Yeah. Oh, well,
Hey, Max.
Film's tainted now, and the lead actress for Snow White didn't help.
Well, she's been cancelled pretty much, hasn't she?
I mean, they just needed to like just put a gag on him. I'm just like, please shut the fuck up. Like, just
But I found the one copy in CEX this week, because that's not long been out.
yeah.
So I'd picked that up. I'm looking forward to watching the original again. Apparently, the picture quality on this is amazing, so I'm going to give that one a go.
Yeah, that'll be good. But I think that's what's kind of, I think the straw that broke the camel's back kind of thing. I think all that bother about that, I think, is kind of, I think companies now, well, I hope, I don't know. But I think they're starting to realise now, look, hang on a minute. I think we need to change course here a little bit and just get back to, you know, why do all these other companies have to be fucking political? You sell coffee. Just fucking do that. It doesn't matter. Why do you have to get involved?
Yeah, I don't mind
fucking adverts. It's like, why? Just sell coffee. That's it.
Yeah, I don't mind if it's got like a relevance and a bearance on the movie.
Yeah.
You know, it's just that I keep using that prime example of Jurassic Park Dominion, because for the actress to come out and said, "Oh yeah, my character's gay," or whatever it was,
Yeah,
and I'm like, is that relevance to the movie?
Didn't even ask about it.
Yeah, who cares that the pilot's only in it for 15 minutes in the film is gay or not?
yeah.
You know,
No,
are you going to go off and flipping bone Howard Dallas or whatever her name was, and, Bryce Howard, or are you just telling us that for making it worthwhile?
Oh, but then the actor come out and say, "Oh no, my character's straight." You wouldn't, would you?
No.
Why does it matter?
Doesn't
It
really doesn't
matter. I don't care. I just truly don't care. I'm not in a bad way. If the character's gay, great, fine, whatever. It doesn't matter. But just to, Anyway, I'll end up on a rant about this, mate. I would. It annoys me so much. It's just like, why? You know, like I say, why? That's all I ever do. Just fucking question mark.
So what's coming out that you guys are looking forward to now? It could be the cinema, it could be on the telly, it could be any of the series. Are you looking forward to? I don't know. Is there any other series like coming out that you're going to enjoy?
That's a great question, actually, because nothing's immediately jumping in my head. Like I'm looking forward to the new season of The Boys, because that got delayed because of the strikes and stuff. But that should be coming up at some point, hopefully soon.
Is that what it was? It was delayed because of the strikes?
Yeah, because of the actor strikes and writer strikes and stuff like that, yeah.
I've thoroughly enjoyed that programme.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Did you watch any of that Gen V?
Not yet, no. No, I haven't. I've got that to start. Just finished Continental.
Apparently there's a scene that echoes the opening scene of season 3.
Right.
Really?
Yeah. There's a scene that echoes that, but from another point of view.
Right.
So, yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm looking forward to it. Actually, I'm going to start watching it tonight. No, I need to get on that, though. That is something. When I get some more time, which I hopefully get in a couple of weeks, I'll be jumping on that. But I just finished watching the Continental series, which I absolutely loved. I thought it was fucking.
That's the one based on John Wick, isn't it?
John Wick, yeah. But I'm a huge John Wick fan as well, so it's like it's made for me. I absolutely adore it.
I enjoyed the first 2 John Wick films. John Wick 3 was a bit far-fetched for me. I think when you substitute violence for a good storyline, then let's cut back on the deaths by about 500 and give me a good plot, and give me a reason for why John Wick's going on a killing spree. By the end of 3, you forget the fact this all started because of a little puppy.
because of a doggy. Yeah.
Yeah, you forget all of that where it
Yeah.
goes on. Babe, Dave says that Vamp isn't as bad as Zombies.
Oh no, that's not even in the same. No, Vamp is a masterpiece. Whereas I don't know what Some Beavers was.
Zombies was better than Killer Clown.
Zombies was better than Killer Clowns.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, cheers, Lana.
not even. I cut. No. Well, I don't know. I'd have to watch Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
the movie? Oh, I have a soft spot for that movie though.
Oh, you don't want to see the look she's just pulled as she's walking out the door.
Oh, mate, if I had a pound for every dirty look a woman gave me, mate, I wouldn't even have to do this. I'd be a millionaire.
He'd be over in New York again.
I'd be in Monaco somewhere, sipping on champagne. Killer Clowns, man. I haven't seen that film for years, man. I'll probably change my mind on it now because I was like a kid when I first saw it.
I was in Manchester the other day, and I sent Steve and Chris a picture of Killer Clowns from Outer Space on DVD for £22 in CEX, right?
Yeah.
And on DVD, £22, right?
Yeah.
Do you know what he did?
Well,
He found out what CEX I was in Manchester and said, "Oh, while you're in the Arndale Centre, can you pick me up this, and this, and I'll send you the code, please." I've become his personal shopper.
It needs to be done.
needs to be done, yeah.
Yeah.
I just remembered actually in Comic-Con New York, I saw like a couple of Killer Clowns like kind of wandering around. The costumes were absolutely fantastic, and they must have been sweating their fucking balls off under that. It must have been. It was so hot in there. But they were fantastic. Like some of the cosplay that I saw over there was just unbelievable. Like the effort some people really go to.
Yeah, they take it to another level over there, don't they?
Fantastic. I tell you what, just
you're there in your fucking shorts or what? What were you in?
Oh, t-shirt and jeans, you know what I mean? And
I made an effort, did you?
That was it for me. But there was a guy dressed as Optimus Prime, but from one from like the movie that looked cool.
Yeah.
From the cartoon, but it looked. He must have been on stilts as well because it was massive. The guy in that, and I'm just thinking, my God, man, you must be You must be losing like 20 pounds a fucking day.
Dave went to Comic-Con as any generic British bad guy, didn't you, mate?
Yeah.
Jeans, t-shirt, cap, and an accent.
I went as Lex Luthor on his holidays.
Yeah.
I did, yeah. Generic British bad guy. That's what I went.
Yeah, you could have just had that, and you could have that on a t-shirt the next time you go, can't you? Generic British bad guy.
Generic British bad guy from Fast and the Furious franchise.
Fast and the Furious, English Vin Diesel.
Yeah, man, there was some cracking cosplays there. They were awesome. But the moment I didn't take a picture with a lot of them because like I kind of like want to leave them alone. I don't want to bother people, you know.
I think that's the whole reason they make an effort, though, mate. It's not so people ignore them.
Well, what? See, I'm too polite and British, you know.
He's too busy planting bombs around the arena or something like that, you know.
Yeah, but the moment I saw like the Umbrella Corporation from the Resident Evil games and stuff, the moment I saw them, I was like, oh man, I have to run over to, like, you don't mind it,
picture, please.
Yeah, I was pretty much, yeah, fanboy grabbing two of them, like,
Gareth put a comment in here that you've got midnight tickets to the Marvels.
Oh, no. I forget I'm sure we're having a conversation about them. No, not me. No, I will not be there. I am so done with I'm done. I'm out. I'm done.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't attempted watching Loki.
No,
I haven't even watched the opening episode or the opening scene of season 2 or anything like that.
Have you not?
No.
Wow.
No, I haven't bothered with the TV shows. The moment they went down the route of having like you have to watch the TV shows as well as the movies. So you have to watch this to kind of understand this because this is going to branch into this and that. You've lost me then because I don't have the time, and I wish I did, but I just don't. I don't have the time to watch all this shit.
And the thing that got me is that obviously Kang is the big bad for phase 4 and 5.
He's supposed to be, yeah.
But they've kicked the shit out of him 3 times already.
Have they?
So yeah, so it's not that much of a big bad if Ant-Man can beat him
Well,
by himself.
that's pretty. Yeah. Well, I always thought Ant-Man was going to save the day in Endgame anyway. Because remember all them jokes where he could just shrink and go up Thanos' ass and then fucking make himself bigger again.
Yeah, and the boys episode, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought was going to happen. I thought if that happens at the end of Endgame, brilliant.
Yeah, but like you say, Ant-Man's beat Kang, and
Right.
Loki's going to bring Kang back because apparently he's been dead and he's not. He's just lost in time. So Loki's supposed to bring. But when you've beat him 3 times already,
Yeah.
and each time you've beat him, it's like, oh, wait until you see my variant. Well, how many variants are supposed to be big and bad as the other? And just give me a bad guy that we can sort of relate to and get on with.
Because that's what was so great about Thanos as well. I mean, you could kind of understand where he was coming from.
Yeah, you can empathise with him by the end of it.
There were times when I would listen to him talk about, and it was kind of like, I think I'm going to start rooting for you in this movie. Actually, fuck Spider-Man.
He's having a pint with Jigsaw.
He must have been. Yeah, I think Jigsaw was behind it all. I'm surprised Thanos didn't just bring out a tape and just start playing it.
Just put At the end when Thor's cut his head off and then Jigsaw's there with hands and the tape player.
The tape comes out. Hello, Thor. You want to play a game? You know what I mean? It's like that. Jigsaw, like, yeah, but you could empathize with Thanos, like you could, you know. He was a great villain.
It's even that bit where he's sacrificing Gamora though, when he's crying. You see the tears. He doesn't want to do it, but he knows he's got to do it.
Yeah. It's a scene as well. It shocked me. I didn't expect that to happen. That's all. I mean, the last 2 Avengers movies, I loved Infinity War and I loved Endgame. I think I liked Endgame probably just slightly more because the last kind of half an hour of that, I was just sat there, just in awe of what I was like watching. And I hadn't felt like that in the cinema in a movie for a long time. You know, I felt like a kid again. Like the end of Endgame, you know what I mean? It was just, it was unbelievable.
But that bit though, Infinity War with Peter Parker and people like that, when they're going through the blip and it just like you say, it just pulls on your heartstrings when you're seeing people just vanish.
Yeah.
You know, the heroes were there and then they were gone, and you're like, fucking hell. We just killed half the cast off here. Yeah. What's going on?
Well, I kind of, in a weird sort of way, I kind of thought it was going to happen because if you're going to do Infinity War with Thanos with the stones, he had to win. That's the point. It had to happen. And I'm glad that they had the balls to actually do it. And, you know, because it made everything that happened in Endgame, it upped the stakes massively, didn't it? But that part, like you were saying with the blip, the worst part for me, mate, was when Peter Parker was going when Tony Stark had him.
I'm not feeling too well. Yeah.
Oh, mate, I was like, and I cry at nearly anything anyway. But my God, like,
blow your eyes out.
It was gone. And I remember like my little mate was on because we couldn't get seats next to each other or whatever. He was like down the other end, and I remember just looking over at him because he's a huge like Spider-Man fan, and he just at the same time he didn't even know what I was doing. He just looked at me and his bottom lip was down here, and I'm like, I'll be over in a minute.
but the sad thing is that people don't realize that his spider sense was tingling to the point where he knew something wasn't right.
Yeah,
and he knew, you know, he was going, and that's when Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good, and you know, but he knew that was coming.
Yeah,
where all the others just saw the snap and then just
bloody hell, you two were talking about this like it's based on a real bloody story.
It wasn't.
It is.
It's true life.
You're telling me it didn't happen? Oh no,
but
I'm having it.
But when you understand that, like you say, his spider sense was going off and stuff like that, he knew it wasn't right, or something wasn't right with, you know, and that's what sort of gets you. And the fact that he's only a kid,
basically,
you know, so he's experienced space.
He's about 35.
He's 51. He's got a tash.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
No, but no, I get you, mate. I get you, and it makes that moment in Endgame, obviously, when they all come back and they're in that final battle, and you have that moment with Iron Man and Peter Parker there. I'll just call him
Yeah.
Peter Parker.
Hey, Neil.
And you have that little moment where he's
Yeah.
just chatting like shit to Iron Man or whatever, and you just see him, he just looks at him and just grabs him and hugs him. I was like, I went then. That's when I first started crying. Not when he did. When he hugged him, that bit set me off. But yeah, there were two.
I feel like we should be putting out one of those warnings. You know, if you're affected by anything in the show, please ring this number.
Just down below.
What me? Both me and Dave will go like that then.
Yeah,
Yeah, hello.
you're ringing them up saying, Iron Man's dead. Spoiler.
It's all right. He'll come back if we give him enough money.
All right, the banner's on at the bottom.
He saved us all. He saved us all.
It's not like when I came out straight out the cinema after watching the Batman on opening day and put a fucking review on saying it was shit.
I believe that, Steve. You know, honestly, because like I love Batman. Like, I think Batman's my boy. Batman's like, if you ask me who's my favorite hero, not superhero, because he's not a superhero.
Yeah.
It's Batman. It's Batman and like the Punisher, and even he's not a hero. He's a bit of a prick, the Punisher. I think that's why I love him. He's like a close second to me. It's like, I just something for these like fucking bad boys like that I've got a thing for. Not in a gay way. Don't take me the wrong way on that. But Batman I love, mate. And I was I wanted the movie to be good. And for me it was. I adored it. My little worry for me was like Robert Pattinson. But I thought he crushed it. Like, absolutely crushed it as Batman. And it's probably my favorite Batman movie. So when
this happens every time they recast someone, isn't it?
Yeah, and every time
the internet blows up, and then it very rarely is worse than it's like the worst case scenario.
Yeah, I think the only one ever really been right about, I would say, was Jesse Heisenberg. Is it Heisenberg or Ace or whatever his last name is? It just didn't fit at all. Like it just didn't. And it proved that way, really. To be honest with you, when I watched that, I went, he's so completely miscast, and the character was completely wrong as well. But anyway, that's a whole different fucking discussion with that anyway. But yeah, I love the Batman movie. So whenever I hear people like fucking that didn't like it, it blows my mind. I know film's subjective, and we all have our own opinions and everything. And
do you know what it was? Do you know what it was with me? Let Lee's comment here is great that you just like tight leather.
I think that's what it is. Is this going to be the video where I come out the closet? I've been in Narnia for fucking 42 years, right? I'm coming out. That's why I like Catwoman. Hey, not around.
Batman Returns.
When the copper's wearing leather, when he's waking up in an apartment.
When he pulls out his big weapon. Oh.
Yeah. The thing for the Batman with me is that it's got some good scenes. I just don't believe they've pushed those scenes from being good to great. They cut the end of the scene to where it should just be pushed that little bit further. That bit where he meets the twins in the nightclub.
Yeah.
And he's getting into a fight. I'm half expecting a Blade scene in there, but we don't. We see Batman punch one and Cobblepot pulls a shotgun at him, and that's the end of the scene then. But you could have given us a nightclub scene where he's beating up all the gangsters to get to Oswald.
Or just people in the nightclub dancing. He's just taking out everybody.
Beating them up. Yeah, you're in here, bang, done. You know, it'll be like that advert, won't it, with the parents slapping all the kids. You know.
That's right,
but they just stop short of making every scene a great scene, and then they add that whole sports arena half an hour at the end. Cut it where you see the Joker. You know, done. Leave it on that. Who are we going to get next time? But we don't. We get a whole half an hour. So for me, it was filmed lovely. I love that gothic, that dark gothic Gotham sort of vibe that we got.
And also as well, like I think Liverpool looked great as Gotham in the certain parts used as well. And that was another thing. I thought that might have took me out of it a little bit. because then I was just trying to notice where like Liverpool was being used.
Liverpool and Glasgow,
Yeah,
Liverpool and Glasgow.
Yeah.
But there's bits of it where I was like, yeah, I'm really enjoying this, but then all of a sudden you just let me down.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And when Steve came to us, because we had the meet up in Liverpool and we watched the Batman the night before we went.
Yeah.
I said to him, "You run for a 3-hour ball fest here," and what was you were sort of in agreement by the end of it, weren't you, mate?
A little bit, yeah. I mean, I just didn't enjoy it anywhere near as much as I thought I would.
Oh, breaks my heart. I love it. Honestly, I absolutely love it, man. I think my review for it, I was just fucking like gushing over it for like 15 minutes.
Well,
I did.
I came out the cinema and I filmed it, and I was just like, Batman more like fucking bore, man. I got some shit on that review.
Oh, I could imagine, mate. I could imagine.
Because everybody else were like, bum chumming him and stuff like you know.
Yeah, I the bum chums.
Yeah, I was just like, no, it's not for me. Shit film, complete letdown. I had all great expectations for that film, and it just let me down. But then a couple of weeks later, all the hate bike reviews were coming out for it, and I was like, see, I was vindicated.
Yeah, you always get them, mate. You know what I mean? It always happens. I always remember back to which was it? Iron Man 3, right?
Oh God, yeah.
Right. So I remember when that was coming out, and I think we got it first in the UK. I think we got it like a week.
The trailer was brilliant. The trailer was like, oh my God, what the hell am I watching here?
Agreed. And all the first reviews were coming out. I remember that on the Rotten Tomatoes, that was like up in the 90%. It was that high. And I was fucking, I was like, yeah, I can't wait for this. And again, I watched that like a night before it was due to be released. And I walked out of that movie going, I have no idea what these critics are going on about. It let me down badly, that movie.
Yeah.
I was
so twist in it. I just straight away, I was like, right, okay, that just ruined it.
Lost me, like absolutely lost me. I so actively annoyed at that twist. I just sat there and to me, it felt like a massive fuck you. I know that's what you've been looking for.
It literally was, though, wasn't it? It was like, well, you've just wasted 2 hours of your life.
Yeah, and I hated it. And then what I noticed is as it started like getting released in America and other places around the world, more reviews started coming out for it then, and it was starting to take like a massive drop. It went from the 80s into like I think like early 70s. It could be something like maybe 68 or 69 now. I don't know. But then I started kind of feeling okay in myself because it stayed at 90s for ages, and I'm like, but I fucking hate it. Like I actually hated it. And then
they build them up. They build them up. They build them up to be this big bad Mandarin. Is it Ben Kingsley? Isn't it? They build them up to be a big bad sort of. And then when they meet him, and he's just an elky having, and it's just like, what's this? Oh yeah, he's paying me to play a part. No, mate, you're the terrorist.
I couldn't believe it, mate. Honestly, I just thought, why? Because up until that point, the film's actually quite interesting. I like the fact that they kind of stripped everything off Tony Stark. He pretty much has nothing. He doesn't have his gadgets, so he's got to kind of do it as Tony Stark, not Iron Man. And I like
going back to Iron Man 1.
Yeah, and I like that element of it. I was like, that's interesting. Let's do that. And then the moment that happened with Ben Kingsley or whatever, that was it for me. My interest just fucking dipped. I had no care in it. Even at the end when all the different Iron Men were like flying up the different suits and that, which should have been like a great epic thing to watch.
You just ruined the end of the film for me.
Yeah,
and the way Pepper Potts just manages to become like super powered or whatever, and
which you never see again.
Sorry,
and which you never see again.
No.
Yeah.
Lee saying that Affleck was the best Batman.
I like Affleck as Batman. Actually, he was brilliant. He's probably Affleck was the best thing in Batman vs Superman for me.
Yeah, And Laney saying Christian Bale is the best Batman.
Oh, we got a fight in there, have we?
We do. It depends how you kind of. I mean, I will always be a fan of Michael Keaton because he was like my first Batman. Not or anything, you know. I used to watch the TV show as a kid and stuff, but like when I got a little bit older and I could appreciate the character a bit more. Michael Keaton for me, I will always have a soft spot for.
Yeah.
I enjoy Christian Bale as Batman because I enjoy their movies, and I thought he was a great Batman. Affleck, he's not in the best movies, but my God, man, he nailed Batman for me.
So this is what I was just about to. This is what I was just about to ask you. So obviously, in the 90s and stuff like that, the 80s, we had so many failed comic movies, your Spider-Mans, your Captain Americas and stuff like that. And then Batman came around and showed them how to do a comic-based movie.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Bale is a awesome Batman in 3 awesome movies. You know, that Christopher Nolan trilogy, you can't deny, is a great trilogy of films.
Agreed.
Affleck is a great Batman in god awful movies.
Correct. Yeah, agree.
So
yeah.
if you had Affleck in the Nolan style blockbusters, do you think he would be considered as a good Batman or as a great Batman?
Absolutely, 100%. 100%. If they took Affleck's Batman and they tried to and put in like the realistic world of what Nolan created, and so he's got to fit in that narrative, which is Batman would have done anyway. Easily, I think. Do you know what a mix that is? What a mix in a world where we can just choose different characters and then put them in movies that we love.
Yeah,
Affleck's Batman in that Nolan trilogy would have been fucking phenomenal. Actually, them villains wouldn't have lasted 2 seconds. That what do you call the League of Shadows in the first one with Affleck's is Batman's fighting style? They're fucked up in about fucking 4 seconds, aren't they? Do you know what I mean? It wouldn't have been a fight. But yeah, that's awesome, man. I would love to see someone do that on YouTube, like take Batman Begins and then try and put like Affleck's Batman in certain scenes
into the scene.
Together. It'd be fucking great.
Yeah.
But I like Bale. And to be fair, at the time, I mean, Batman was pretty dead. I mean, we had fucking Batman and Robin, which my man, just an abomination to cinema, you know.
I think Bale and Affleck are playing 2 very different Batman. I think Affleck's he had the build for the older, distinguished Bruce Wayne. You know, he's been there a while. He's been doing it in
20 years.
Yeah. He's there. He's been doing it. He's been building towards being Batman. Where Bale was sort of just like origin story. Here we go, and then all of a sudden he's now Batman again and whatever else. So I think when you get that older statesman Batman, I think that's where Affleck sort of excelled, taking that character on and pushing it forward.
Yeah. And you could see with his Batman just how like kind of tired and worn out and weathered he was. It's like when we meet him in Batman vs Superman, he generally just doesn't kind of give a fuck anymore. Like his kind of moral code is like just gone. It's kind of that moment with Superman, no matter how dumb it is, and it is dumb, where he says Martha and all this, and he's like, "Why did you say that name?" Nah, it's just
they've got the same name.
Oh, that scene still cringes to me. Like they could have done it better. Just say, anyway, that's another rant. That's another video. But I've completely lost my fucking train of thought. What was it going on?
Martha.
I've completely lost what I was going to say. I was talking about fucking Affleck's Batman. What was it going on about? The moment I started talking about Martha, my fucking mind just went off.
You were talking about them not giving a shit.
That's right. Yeah. So it was that. Yes. So it was that moment that kind of like a little bit of humanity kind of went back into Batman.
Are we opening the floor, Steve?
So yeah.
So just what We've got another question here from Lainey. Who's your favourite Spider-Man? Now we have this conversation quite regularly, and Lana says Tobey Maguire is her favourite Spider-Man. It's the one that she grew up with. It's the one that she resonates with. Now, for me, my favourite Spider-Man, I like the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. But I don't think I think he's the same as what we've just been saying about Affleck. I think he's a really good Spider-Man, but the films didn't do him justice enough to do that. However, I have got a bit of a soft spot for Tom Holland. I think Tom Holland's Spider-Man's is really, really good. And I like the fact that we haven't had that origin story. We all know who Spider-Man is. We don't need to revisit what's going on.
Correct.
And we're seeing him as who he is as a kid going through school and college and everything else, and how he's adapting to real life and as Peter Parker as well as Spider-Man.
Yeah,
and I think that was quite an interesting twist for that. But where are you sitting with your Spider-Man? Who's your favourite Spider-Man?
I'm kind of similar with you, mate. It's like so Tobey Maguire, obviously for nostalgic reasons. When that movie first came out, I loved that film. I remember going to the cinema to watch it. Absolutely loved it. So kind of like nostalgic reasons, I like Tobey Maguire. I love seeing him when he came back in the last one. I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I quite like Andrew Garfield as well. Same, completely agree with you. I think, unfortunately for Garfield, the movies didn't really do him justice. He's probably the best part of them films, is him.
Yeah.
And you know he's giving it his all as well. Like, you know he's putting like so much effort into it. So I kind of feel for him that way. But just sticking on him, Andrew Garfield, when we had Spider-Man No Way Home on the opening night, I remember going into the cinema just to get like everyone's reaction when the other Spider-Men were coming into the movie. Andrew Garfield appeared, mate. That cinema erupted. Like everyone. When Tobey Maguire turned up, nothing.
No, but that's because the older people know Tobey Maguire, where the younger people only knew really Garfield, you know?
Yeah. So it was just strange, the reaction. And I used to try and sneak in when I was on shift every time when that happened, you know. And then they would different reactions. Andrew Garfield's was always the biggest cheer by far.
Yeah.
How you doing, man? But I'll agree with you, Steve. Tom Holland's probably the best one, though. But he's been helping.
Lady, you've asked a question here, lady. Who's your favourite Superman? And thank you for coming on, dear. I hope you're feeling all right. Yeah, who's your favourite Spider-Man? Where would you go? Who is it? Tom Holland, Andy Garfield, or Tobey Maguire?
I kind of agree with what you said. But Tom Holland makes it for me. I think he's got the nerdiest. He just is the nerdiest, and his emotional side, like the way he, you know, when he was speaking, something you were talking about when he was speaking to Iron Man, Batman, it just touched me. Like, because you just want to like wrap him up and hug him and make him feel better and stuff. That's just me, maybe, I don't know. Anyway, but I like them all, and obviously when all, like you said, when Andrew Garfield came onto the screen, honestly, just amazing. Just having them all back, having them three together, and the conversations they were having, and the geekiness of that conversation was amazing. Like, I loved it so much.
Yeah.
It was just a bit for me when they were talking about where the webs come from.
Yeah.
You know, and it was just like, what do you mean it doesn't come from
and
you?
they had to make theirs. It was like,
absolutely
epic.
Who's this baby face that's joined the scream now?
I know he looks about 20 odd, doesn't he?
Yeah,
it was a mistake. I trimmed one side, but yeah, it didn't go to plan.
No, it's another one.
But both shaved, look. I'll tell you what I've got for you. Well, I've gone more toy collecting at the moment. Manic Miner have started to do these getting on big screen. I'll show you stuff. You'll be impressed. If you're into minifigures, that is. I've got these little Predators.
Oh yeah.
Custom. You got little Chuckies.
Little Predators, ain't it? Like Jimmy Savile, people like that.
Yeah.
You've been on the stream for 30 seconds, Lee. Come on.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Good stuff there. And we got this little crazy twat. I've got a pass here. We got this is another one. If you're a Star Wars fan, you're watching the new show.
What's that?
That's cool.
It's even got the butler.
That's more entertaining than the show.
Yeah, that's it. All I've got to show. But the rest I'll leave for a video. You can shrink me down there.
Yeah. So I'm going to ask you two the same question there. Who's your best Spider-Man? Where do you sit on this? Because obviously you and Laney were having a bit of a back and forth regarding Batman in the chat there, Lee. So where do you sit with Spider-Man?
I don't like any of them, but if I had to choose, I would say Maguire probably.
Yeah, probably. I'm going to be controversial. I like Andrew Garfield.
Mm.
I think he's the best actor.
I think the problem is
he
Garfield.
just had the worst films.
I think he was. This is going to sound a little bit gay, but he's a little bit too pretty boy and a bit too much of a jock to be Spider-Man. I think.
What you're saying, yeah. Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? You can't be seeing him like guy. Garfield, yeah.
Yeah, but we had this conversation. They need to move away from because they've done every Spider-Man film they've done has been the same. It's been him like his teenage years. They need to move away from them years with Spider-Man now.
30s.
Yeah, and like his 40s or 50s.
Bad back.
Spider-Man with a mortgage and that.
Just fine and blank.
Yeah, his web shooters don't work.
I think that sort of falls into what we were saying there. That Garfield was the better Spider-Man, but it just in the first movies. If you would take him out and put, it's the same with Affleck for me as Batman.
100% best Batman. Yeah,
before, so it is an interesting one because if they were to ever recast Spider-Man, who would you have him cast as Spider-Man now?
Oh, God. Tom Hanks.
That's
Tom Hanks. Not going that old, are we?
Or would you like to see them go down a live action Miles Morales and bring?
I think that's the next. That's the next logical step, isn't it?
Yeah,
I don't like Miles as a character, to be honest.
Mm.
I think
you'll have AJ after you.
I don't know. An older one would work, but or maybe we need a bit of a break from Spider-Man. I think we're having. I think it's too early to recast, too early to reboot. Maybe keep the animated ones going. It seems to be doing quite well.
Rebooted for the fourth time in about 15 years.
Yeah.
But like Batman, we don't need an Uncle Ben. We don't need an origin story again.
It does make nice rice.
Yeah. It does.
Yeah, that microwave stuff is brilliant.
It's good, isn't it? I still stand by the scene in Batman v Superman. The warehouse scene is the best Batman scene in any film.
Agreed.
Just a shame it was in that film.
What was that?
I missed that. It was in that film because the rest of the film's not very good, is it?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Like if that scene was in a different film, like
Yeah.
That warehouse.
All the Doomsday stuff, the stuff they've done with Doomsday in the Justice League Snyder Cut, when they made him a lot bigger and it was much more brutal, that was phenomenal. But I think they just bugging him up a little bit, to be honest. There was better Doomsday in Smallville.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
what
right.
do you think about like Justice League?
You don't like it, sorry.
I'm saying, what do you think about Justice League? Like bringing Batman, Wonder Woman, and
I love it. I just feel that Marvel had years to put these backstories, these characters, and do 6-7 films before you had a team up film. DC rushed it, or I think DC make better standalone films, but as a group film, I think they were like 10 years too late, but then made it too early with what they're making them.
Yeah. I think Little Steve sent me the Snyder Cut version of the Justice League because I haven't seen it. I didn't see it at that particular time. And I think we need the cut in the middle because the theatrical cut was awful. The Snyder was just the Snyder version was just everything that they've ever filmed all in one, just continuous sort of. But you need that sort of bit in the middle where it cut some of the crap out of the Snyderverse, but it did make so much more sense, the Snyder cut, than what we got the theoretical.
It was so much better, man. Like it's night and day.
Wasn't it a TV show? Weren't we going to split it up into 6 eps?
They were going to split each of those sort of sections.
Yeah, it was going to be one episode, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think we've had too much Batman. I'd like to see a live action Nightwing. Do a Nightwing film.
Nightwing would be good.
I wouldn't mind actually seeing a Nightwing movie, yeah.
Because I quite like Nightwing in Titans.
Yeah.
I think the bloke that plays Nightwing in Titans is a brilliant version of him, and he really brings that character to life for me.
Still, Marvel make obviously better films, but DC make hell of a lot better animated films. The animated films are.
That's always been the case for me. That's always been the case for me. I'd rather sit there and watch. Green Lantern, Emerald Knights, for example. That's a great movie. And then a few of the other ones.
I really enjoyed the Justice League Dark ones that they did as well. Pretty good.
But did they make King one of the Constantine films? They made King Shark, Constantine's ex-boyfriend. As a weird bar scene where he goes, "My ex is at the bar," and Harley was there. He goes, "No, not Harley, the other one." And then King Shark winks at him.
You're joking?
No, that happened. Yeah.
Did he finish him off?
Probably with Gills.
We've got the only person that we're missing from here, I'd say, would be AJ from a great quiz panel in a couple of weeks' time. Well, would you be up to putting a quiz together if we get this band of misfits and AJ together?
That's English for yes.
Yes, it is, yeah.
I think we did a quiz once with some other rejects, but it didn't go too well back in the day.
So I apologise to Gareth, because not only have you got me and Dave on that you can't understand, you've also now got Rob, Lee, and Laney on. So your subtitles must be taking a dicky fit about that. Trying to work this out. But yes, give it a couple of weeks, guys. We'll get you all back on, and Laney will put us through our paces on a movie quiz. So start genning up on all genres, all ages.
What's the prize? What'd you get if you win?
Just the glory and the bragging.
Glory.
You get the glory. I won't be that excited if I win.
You'll get the Blu-ray of some beavers. I'll post it.
Oh, what I've always wanted.
Where do we stand in the X-rativity of the answers? We don't know.
There's only one person here that will know.
No, me and Leah on it.
Respect for yourself, Rob.
Let's put it this way: we came off a Laney quiz feeling quite thick.
That was the first one, wasn't it?
Yeah,
she had to dumb it down afterwards.
We thought we knew about movies. Yeah, we came off looking quite thick.
I think we should have a preview of the questions beforehand.
Like that would be handy, wouldn't it? Do you want a preview of the answers as well?
Yes, please. It would help.
Let's make it multiple choice answers. So
multiple choice of two.
On the second,
I think Lee will send you a steelbook including the answers.
Yeah, I'll send you a steelbook with your choice.
The Matrix.
On the second quiz, the first question was, which planet did the Transformers come from? Immediately, little Steve went, fucking fix, and threw his paper and his pen.
Well,
I mean, come on. There's a bit of a fix.
And Jurassic Park question as well, which Chris obviously being massive.
So in Jurassic Park, how many plants did the Velociraptor pass in the scene 16 minutes in?
How many flies were on the... No, better not. Yeah, go on.
You've have asked questions like that, haven't you? In 36 minutes here, what happened? Brilliant scene of the film. Everybody knows the scene. You just don't realise where it happens in the film.
What time? Yeah, timestamp.
Yeah.
47 minutes being the Serbian movie. What happens? I don't even last that long. 2 minutes, I'm done.
But
You did really well in the guest round.
Guess the what? Sorry.
You did really well in the guest the year round.
Guess the years, yeah.
Yeah, guess the year of the release.
Yeah, I enjoyed that one.
Guess the years. I'd say Rob's probably 1950s.
So you get 3 points for the exact year. You get 2 points for a year on either side, and you get a point for being in the same decade. So yeah, we do quite well on that.
Yeah, you got quite a few 3-pointers, didn't you?
Yeah. But Dave sat there now, worried. You can see the smirk on his face has gone a bit nervous now.
Nervous.
Can you see the sweat coming off this massive?
Yeah.
I thought we needed a toilet. I was getting a bit worried about it.
If we lose, we'll just do a rant video about you.
So you two gentlemen live at 9 o'clock. Are you going live? You doing your stream?
Well, not. We're going to do it soon. Well, not tonight. No. We'll do it. We need to prepare.
It's been a long day.
Yeah,
there's only so much of Rob I can take in one day.
I know.
It's usually about that.
Look at that face.
No, it's that much.
Five Nights at Freddy's is digital from tomorrow, and it's had like 2 out of 10.
Really?
Yeah, it's not got good reviews.
Cinema today and Paramount Plus tomorrow, and it's just come out.
I see it got like 32% on Rotten Tomatoes, didn't it?
So that means the Nicolas Cage one that come out, what was the Willy's Wonderland, is a better Five Nights at Freddy's film than Five Nights at Freddy's.
That's better.
Willy's Wonderland. I thought it was all right.
It was all right. A bit of Cage Rage.
Yeah.
Can't be a bit of Nicolas Cage.
No.
Channel them, Neil, saying you should bring back negative marks for years out.
And did that on Nick and Andrews with a
minus.
Yeah.
No, I'd be like minus 400. A couple of questions in, and not good, will it?
I think they all ended up minus points. It was really
yeah, that's what I mean. No good.
Have we got a timeline to answer? Have we got a time to answer the questions?
Yeah.
Like, can our partners be on good?
Yeah. I might have to keep dropping out of the tree.
Just having to think about it. Just bear with me 1 second.
Yeah.
In a minute.
Who wants a millionaire? Who cost?
Andrew on 8-bit hatred, you see the reflection of Google in his glasses.
I'm thinking 96, but it could be 97 or 98.
96.
That's brilliant.
I need to learn not to shout the answers out as soon as you read the question.
Yeah.
Out loud. The time I give the answers away, it's like, oh, that's easy.
Steve thinks he's playing bingo, don't he? Gets excited.
Here's one of them big pens, the big stupid marker pen.
Blotcher pens, yeah. Did you, little Steve? Did you enjoy getting into your parcel? Did you have fun getting into it?
It's well wrapped. It was. I was loving that. But the irony is like I say, that other one turned up today in the exact same style box. You know, the actual.
Yeah.
But there was no wrapping inside that.
No, they don't believe in wrapping. No.
But when that thing turned up in a big brown envelope, I was like, oh god, here we go. And then luckily I opened it up and there was a box in it. I was like, right, all right, fair enough. But yours was like 1, 2. There's a load more shit to the side.
I was just going to put nothing in the box and just send you a double there. So you're right.
Oh, you dare be tempted. I've got something winking its way down here.
Yeah.
I said to Lee, when AJ turned up to his house, he should have thrown an empty box down to him like it was in there.
I was tempted. Off the balcony to him, but yeah. I didn't see him.
I thought you get a Matrix still, but with every purchase, to be fair, but maybe
it can be arranged. It'll be the fourth Matrix film, not the first one.
I've got
Where,
that.
where does Dave stand on the physical media collection bit and mail order and all that stuff?
Mail order? What are we
Mail
talking
order?
about here?
That's brides, isn't it?
Listen, you just because your wife's bought you a big black Spider-Man.
Hey, behave yourself.
I wonder what he was going to say then.
Is that what they call rabbits nowadays?
Yeah.
Did you not see the start of the stream when he said my wife came round the corner and asked her with this big thing, and I said, well, it was a big black dildo called Dave, and it was a big Spider-Man pop figure. So yeah, it's not far off.
It was a big black mamba.
Yeah. So
I was actually quite flattered.
So mail order on steel books and DVD box sets and stuff. Where do you stand with everything that's going on at the moment? Is physical media as dead as we're all worrying about, or you worried that Amazon's going to be the only place to get it if Savvy and Best Buy pull out? Or
What we've discussed before on our stream, they're just people selling. It's like going into a corner shop to buy Mars bar. They're just selling this stuff. If they're releasing announcing 6 or 7 steelbooks a week of new films. Once they stop releasing, the companies, when they stop giving you new releases, that's when it's dead. And I think we're a long way off. I think this is good. I think more than negative.
It seems to me they're ramping it up.
Yeah.
We're getting more and more. Like it's becoming like you say. You know, we talk about how expensive it is. Obviously, the way that you order them as well. Like I couldn't keep up with that. Not at all.
This month's probably been the most expensive month this year. It's just been ridiculous this month. It's like one set. You had like 2 or 3 sets a week coming out.
Yeah.
It's just been ridiculous.
Yeah, and that was the thing with the Exorcist one, because I was looking at it and I was like, well, I've got the Exorcist 4K, and I was like, yeah, well, you know. But then when I saw it, I was like, yeah, it's really nice, but it's the exact same film.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the thing. You're paying for the really just paying for the packaging, really, for the other one.
The thing is, we know cinema kind of. I think from cinema to rental is probably 40 days a lot of times now, and then you've probably got 2 months potentially for retail. The money that's come away from cinema is going back into retail now because I think people are buying a lot more. But if you remember back when DVDs died off, then Blu-rays took over, and then you had Blu-ray and 4K. It's a little bit of a drip down a little bit. I think people aren't buying as much. But I think it's going to have a resurgence soon, like LPs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope physical media doesn't go, because I prefer that over digital. I don't want to have to rely on like a streaming service for my movies, because it doesn't matter. Even if you buy something, they can still take it off you. You actually don't own it.
No.
They can take it away.
You're just buying the license. That's it. Like with digital games, you can load the games on the hard drive, and they'll just take them off.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I hope physical media is around for a long time, and I agree with Rob. I think it is. I don't think we're anywhere near it just disappearing so far. Well, I hope not.
No.
The interesting thing is, and again looking at it from a problematic point of view, when they say, oh, it's not dead because sales have gone up on Amazon, the sales have only gone up on Amazon because we've lost 2 avenues of buying the films.
Yeah,
you know, it's not necessarily a resurgence in that media, or people are buying more. They're just going to one place now to buy it, aren't they? So
Stuff like Best Buy and these big stores potentially dropping out. You know, they could make £100 to £200 on a TV, and they make probably 5% off.
That's why Best Buy stopped, because apparently they make like $2 on a steelbook. And
really,
floor space,
not a lot. It's like the amount of warehouse space and stock and everything else. And I mean, I don't live in America, but I've got friends who live there. And the Best Buy is known for its like what they call like high ticket items, like TVs and fridges and kitchens, and which they earn a huge markup on. Steelbooks, they don't earn nothing out of them. So I can understand why they're getting rid of them.
Yeah. Well, like you say, it looks like it's just going to shift to, say, Amazon or somewhere else, doesn't it?
Yeah, I would. As much as Zavvi get a bad rap, I would prefer it to go to Zavvi, but I think Amazon will get it.
Yeah.
I think it's a bit tricky on some companies where we get like a Blu-ray, and then a month later they announce a 4K, and a month after they announce a Steelbook. When you've already bought all the versions.
So they announced what got announced today? I bought it months ago from Best Buy. Thelma and Louise. That got announced today, didn't it? Criterion 4K.
Really? Did that? Yes.
Yeah, got announced today. Yeah. I was literally going to sell mine about a week ago, and I was like, "That's not going to get released over here." And then today they've announced it, so they are. You will get them.
I watched a video about a week and a half ago of one of the YouTubers that was saying that Criterion were bringing out. There was a list of like Criterion titles.
Yeah,
that was like the big one that I even had any clue what it was about. It was obviously Thelma and Louise.
Have you seen the Tremors box set?
Well, them ones I shared earlier in the chat, the Conan ones. Apparently, they're not getting released here. They're American.
Okay.
Because of the distributing rights. That's why they're Arrow over here. They're not Arrow. I think they're Fox over here.
Yeah.
So Peter's put 2 comments in the chat. The first one, streaming will never compare to physical media for image quality. And the second one is, don't forget HMV. They've got some good deals on at the moment. Now, HMV for me is always been mega expensive. And I don't think they change their prices when things come right down or whatever. If it's like 30 quid, it usually stays at that price for like 18 years before they realise it's never going to sell.
You just window shop it then. You window shop there to see what you're buying online.
Yeah, go CEX and see if you've got one in CEX for half the price. Where do you guys sit with the first question, really, streaming versus physical media and the picture quality? Has he got a point with that, or
100%?
100%, yeah, 100%. You'll never get a streaming service that's the same quality as a 4K disc.
Yeah,
we know people that believe that streaming was better. There's no way.
No,
you can't.
No, the bit rate for a start, it's nowhere near. Nowhere near a disc. Yeah, you never get it.
So I burnt a 4K of Prey when it come out digitally, and it far surpasses what was on Disney Plus.
Yeah,
really.
See, and the other points he's made there about HMV. Now, we were in Manchester, and I went to FOP, which is a HMV. HMV company and company store, and I found that they were like the old school HMV that I remember. Where you walk in and it was all physical media, it was music, and it was the T-shirts, and it wasn't all the American and Japanese candy and pop figures and all that sort of stuff. And I'd love walking into that. It was like walking back into a shop 20 years ago and actually enjoying having a route around. HMV to me, as I just said, is just overpriced tat, and I would never go in and buy. I think I pre-ordered my copy of Attack on Titan Final Season Part 2 from HMV because you couldn't get it anywhere else. But other than that, I don't think I bought anything in HMV for God knows how long.
Well, I'll be interested. I was talking to Rob about this the other day. I'll be interested to see when they open the flagship store back up on Oxford Street, because that is a huge store. So I want to know how much of it's going to be physical media and how much of it's going to be.
I reckon it's going to be a lot of stations where you could pose behind a poster, or like the Barbie stand. It's going to be a lot of big statues where you can take pictures. I think it's going to be more of like a showroom. I don't know if it's going to be like it used to be. I know it used to be a lovely store.
Oh, I still love it. It's my favourite place to go. Yeah.
Peter's saying there he's referring to online. I don't think I see that many deals from HMV online, to be honest. But like I say, when I walked into FOP and compared to HMV, because we were in both stores, there was HMV in Manchester and FOP. Yeah, I prefer the FOP, but I think the FOP's just got that old school feel to it.
Yeah, you get the old school vibe, don't you, from FOP? Yeah. It's more like the old HMV.
They came up here with Worlds Apart and Forbidden Planet. They're the same company, but Worlds Apart is more of a kind of old school store.
No, I would say it's the other way around. I say Forbidden
The fact
Planet.
there's more pops. I think after the comments, the downstairs, I think it's more because that world, the Forbidden Planet in Liverpool is dog shit.
Yeah. But I think in general though, when you compare the two, I think the Worlds Apart is the more modern, kiddie sort of My Academia type anime stuff, where the Forbidden Planet is more the collectibles and more. If you look at the two companies, taking Liverpool out the equation, you're completely right. I think they can get rid of the Forbidden Planet in Liverpool because it's not worth walking in there now.
Manchester one ain't much better.
Sorry?
The Manchester one's not much better, is it? It's still there.
But yeah. What's Baz saying here? Image and sound quality is always been over optimized to save bandwidth on streaming. Yeah. Peter saying he's recently got the last 3 Halloween movies on 4K for 30 quid.
Poor man.
Well, to hear that. Well, one of them's good.
Well, yeah, 1 out of 3 is not bad.
Yeah.
If they make kills and ends into one film, it would probably be better.
Yeah, it wouldn't be good. It would be better.
Evil dies tonight for 45 minutes straight.
Please.
I'll play you mentioned before that you don't really do horror movies. What's your sort of genre? Where do you sit in? Where's your thoughts on buying stuff on physical media?
I don't, not anymore. I used to have loads, but now everything's online. It's really bad. But it's just we used to have our price, HMV, Virgin, obviously Woolworths, and there was loads of independents as well. There must have been about 10 different places you could go and get media from, but now, I mean, we still have a HMV, but that's it. Nothing else. And it is sad, really, but then at the same time, I don't want, like, same with music, all online now. I don't buy any CDs or anything. I know, like, sort of vinyl made a comeback, hasn't it? Like, I don't think, like you said, I don't think it'll disappear. Like, I think there'll always be some form of it, you know what I mean? Because people still want it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you need to go to Newcastle, though, don't you, to get the good shops?
No. Don't start.
But
Scouser again.
I don't know. The interesting thing for me is that when you were talking about Virgin, then that it just reminded me of walking into the Clayton Centre in Liverpool. Walking into the Clayton Centre in Liverpool when Virgin Megastore used to hold 3/4 of that shopping centre. You know, it was over 2, 3 floors, and it was just awesome. Just that you spend hours in there having a look at stuff, and now you just haven't got anything like that now.
Did they buy at our price? I'm sure they, because I remember in London, the our price become Virgin Megastores. We had Sam Goodies as well.
Because I had HMV, I had the big HMV, I had Virgin Megastore, I had Tower Records. Remember Tower Records?
Yeah.
The Tower Records as well. So yeah, they're all gone now.
There was a really good shop in Liverpool called Movies and Film Direct. I used to get a lot of cheap 4Ks, and that's a post office now.
Yeah.
And a lot of my early videos were from that store.
What, post office?
Had a like DVD section and everything at one point.
Well, there used to be one of those music and film places in Cheshire Oaks where Wagamama's is now. It used to be in that big corner there, and yeah, that's been Wagamama's now for about a decade. And it's just a shame that type of stuff, that type of store is not there. But you walk into Game now, if you're lucky enough to have a Game store that's not tucked in the corner of a Sports Direct, then you can actually go and buy physical games and not just look at pop figures or anything like that. Even physical media for games, because the new consoles are going digital download only. That's sort of coming.
It's crazy. Look at one of my. I would love Alan Wake, and it comes out tomorrow. Alan Wake 2, and it's digital only.
Yeah,
and it's shocking.
Does like CEX and Cash Generator and that, do they still buy like DVDs and stuff? Because they used to, I know, but obviously
For pennies now, isn't it? They don't offer you much.
Yeah.
The other thing as well with a lot of the CEXs is a lot of it's priced up at like 10p or a penny or whatever, and it depends on what their stock levels are as to whether or not they'll take them anyway.
Well, Rob knows I've got a box under my table there. I've got a box of Blu-rays that I've had here for about 6 months. Can't get rid of them.
Send them to us.
Despite them being Marvel films, that's probably why I can't get rid of them. But
send them to us. We've got someone that will do them on giveaways and whatnot. We were in CEX in Warrington, and little Steve asked for a steelbook of The Last Jedi, and I think we got saved by your mate Rob.
My bird.
Yeah. With all the piercings and everything, and it was great because he was giving me the tour around the steel book, it's what condition it's in, and everything else. And I said, "Oh, it's all right. It's going to live its life in plastic condoms, and it's never going to get shown ever again." And he went, "That sounds really wrong, but I know exactly what you mean because I do the same thing." So I found another person that puts the collection in plastic condoms.
That's to be done.
Yeah. So
Thank them.
I still need you to send me that link, Lee, as well.
Oh yeah, I'll send you after the stream. I'll send you the link for
Yeah, there's a couple of different size ones, isn't there?
Yeah. What do you need? Extra small. Oh, sorry. You're talking about protectors. Sorry.
You're not talking to Rob there, mate. You're talking to me, by the way.
That's it, Steve. Hold on. You're on my list. Next line.
Right, have I made the list?
You're on the list. You're on the list.
Rob uses a thimble. He's all right.
Sorry, Laney, what were you saying?
I was going to say, what are you actually expecting to happen to the steel? That's why it needs a protective case.
Because I'm not even going to say it, because when they scratch very easily.
Yeah.
Very easily. You look at a steel book and it scratches.
When two people like each other, they rub against each other, and
that's where I wasn't going with that conversation. Then trying to explain that.
It's gone right downhill, wasn't it?
This went downhill 30 seconds when you joined the screen and mentioned.
Oh, thanks, mate. That's nice. Thanks for that.
If you was moving all your Transformers into a big box, would you throw them in a box, or would you put each one in an individual Ziploc bag?
Do you know what? Before you answer that one, Steve, what I really would have loved is that video that he did of him moving the room, of him actually seeing him move Transformers. Because I reckon he moved them like they were a bomb, literally like across the room, like just one at a time.
I haven't got a problem with protectors. Look.
Let's put it this way, right? When I was moving the Transformers from one bookcase where they were standing while I moved the room around, I had them all stood up, so they were all neatly one side. Lana helped me, and she picked up a load and just threw them on the shelf, and I was fuming. I was like, just what you doing here now? Because there was guns, there was bits, there was everything. Just leave them. Just go and do something else. Just leave them. Yeah.
I had a friend come here once and was looking at my films, and he went, I handed him a steelbook. I walked out, I come in, he was taking it out of the protector. I'm like, what are you doing? So I said, you can see it through the protector. He's like, oh my God, really? I said, you don't take it out of the protector. That's what I see through.
I don't have many things in life that I'm precious about. The Transformers are one of them. So, you know.
They are getting fucked up.
Yeah, I wasn't impressed.
did you tell them what you were doing and like, you know, give them comfort that you were moving them and everything?
I reckon he'd lay them on the bed, laying it like this, like one
Yeah,
each.
like just go carefully.
But make sure they got a pillow on their head. Pillow.
Make sure he stays warm.
I reckon when he's on his own, it's like that scene out of Spaceballs.
I reckon he rubs his allspark.
So when we were doing a couple,
Dark helmet.
when we were doing videos last year and stuff like that, reviews, I reviewed something, and at the end of it, I was playing with my Transformers, going pew 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 pew, because I wanted to see how many people actually watched the end of the video. And yeah, not many people did. It was only that little Steve said on the stream a few weeks later. Oh yeah, they did the Transformers clip at the end of the video, and then everybody went back to watch it.
Nothing wrong with playing with your Transformers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Neil
can you
said,
imagine him moving all of them? It must have broken him.
Neil
You
says
take a
here,
picture of like before and after.
It's not your hand.
I took a load of pictures.
You can stop there, didn't you?
That's the one.
I took
Always have a look on the traffic lights.
Yeah, I took a load of pictures so I can remember what went where.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
What made us think that you would talk to them was in one of the streams that we did before, and you had the two aliens, and you were pretending to fight with them and talking to them, and that's what makes us think that if you can do that on stream, what are you seeing on stream? You know what I mean?
All I'm saying is he works out of that room on a daily basis.
What? What? Work.
I had to change the layout of the room once though, because where my desk was when I was on Teams call, the webcam was picking up the figures and everything behind me, and everybody was spending more time looking at the collection than we were actually talking about work. So I had to move everything around and position the works desk. But that stream that you were talking about, Lainey, that was the charity. One of the charity streams, wasn't it, when we were Kevin and Perry and we were doing reenacting scenes from films, and someone give me aliens, and that was the only way I could do it was with figures.
Was that with my Mickey Mouse version of some horror film that I did?
Oh, that was it. Mickey Mouse's What's Your Favourite Scary Movie?
Yeah.
Go on, do it again, Delaney. Go on.
Oh, I can't.
She's out of practice.
Yeah. With one off, you think?
I think I did actually have that as a clip on here.
No, don't.
Oh, he did.
That's when you can know you on the camera.
Up the chair and you seeing movie twats instead of movie.
Yeah.
When I went to search for your stream earlier, I actually typed your movie twats by accident.
One of your videos come up, Rob.
Yeah, did you?
You know, Little Steve's YouTube name, Oliver Ryan, right? When we first started doing this clip still gets me.
It's either Oliver Ian 07 or Oliverian 07 or Oliver Ian 07. Whatever the case is.
It still happens now. Every time he's on a new stream or whatnot with somebody that doesn't know it, they can never pronounce Oliver Ryan. It's
my favourite clip of yours was when Steve fell out of the chair.
Don't.
Yeah.
Literally, we was watching it. It was on a whatnot the other day, and there's this guy on there. He's really into movies, and he started talking about stuff, and we were telling him obviously we do a stream, and my wife literally referred him to that, and then the next day we went on his whatnot again, and he was like, I watched it about 8 times. I was pissing my sides.
Yeah, it's great. I've watched it a few times. It's great. I was waiting for you to fall. I was waiting for you to fall and grab your collection on the way down.
It was the little hand that sort of went like that as he was going. But then, for some reason, the first words out of his mouth was "hello," and you're like, "Why hello?" What made you say hello? You just fell on your ass.
It's that thing when you fall over in it and you pretend you've not, you know, you got to get up and just pretend nothing's happened. So, okay.
Oh, professionally.
Yeah.
Be cool. Be cool.
Not help. Hello.
I was a bit sore after that.
But the missus said to me, "Have you even asked him he's all right?" And I went, "Oh no, I best ask him that." That was
Yeah, he was too busy pissing his sides.
Yeah, he did.
Island lad.
Yeah, he was laughing quite a lot. I did notice that.
Too much, almost too much, Lee.
Yeah, it was a bit. You know, you're meant to be friends. It's not. It's not good.
But he was there 1 minute and gone the next, and it looked like an earthquake had hit. You know, on my screen, because he's quite big on my screen. So when this camera's bouncing around everywhere, it was like, oh god, it was hilarious.
Do you have a clip of it?
It's on there.
Is it? Do you have a clip of it? You need to play it.
It's not,
Yeah, you can go and watch it.
Don't you dare.
I think we should include that in our next live stream, Rob, in the intro.
Okay. We'll do it.
We'll have it to the "We Will Rock You" music on the beat.
Cheers, lads.
Does it
Yeah.
go? Yeah.
With slow motion.
Yeah.
I need Chumbawambas when I get down.
And
Never gonna keep being down.
a video of me can't saying Ohio when we were doing the Joe's apartment thing,
Yeah.
and I couldn't say Ohio for some reason.
Ohio.
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 It came out as Idaho or something, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. Yeah, Idaho.
Idaho down.
Idaho.
But yeah, I just couldn't say it for some strange reason. Here you go, mate. I've sent you the link for him falling out of his chair.
There you go. You can watch it now.
Yeah, I will do. Yeah.
Make sure you got some
What a
tissues
live
ready.
reaction,
Not for that reason.
I already have tissues, mate. It's all right.
We should put them.
I'm still here.
I'm still here.
I'll send you the other one. I'll send you the other one where you can see me on the side of the screen as well, because I just crease. It was just like that was me gone for about 5 minutes after that.
That's all you can hear is you laughing in the background on that. That's brilliant.
With friends like that, eh?
I know exactly.
Yes, mate.
Bye.
Oh, here's Leo.
When I was at Leeds and we were filming a skit and I had to lay on top of his stairs with a couple of jumpers shoved down my shirt. I couldn't get up. I was laying upside down on the steps.
I said I wouldn't lay on my stairwell like that too long. So bad happened to you.
Do you know what the second most viewed clip is on our channel, Steve?
What?
Lana's silent disco through Liverpool.
Shocking, that, innit? Absolutely shocking. No effort whatsoever needed.
It's almost like my 37,000 video view.
Oh, here he goes. You mean the one the Russian bot one? Russian bots.
I think it's on about 39,000 now.
Russian bots.
Isn't it?
It is. I know what he did.
There are Russian bots involved.
There was Russian bots involved in that video.
Passionate viewers.
No Russian bots were harmed in the making of this video. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I believe you, Rob.
Oh, where's that video of you falling off your chair? Where's that?
I'm getting worried about Steve. He's spinning around in his chair. Don't spin around in your chair, Steve.
Have I frozen on screen here? I look weird.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, it's not the most flattering freeze frame either.
It's not, is it?
You look like you got wind.
Well, that's just.
I got a Toy Story and I got a fucking
where's
Story
Steve
and
falling
Toy
off your
Story
chair?
2.
Isn't it in your compilation thing you did?
On streams, it seems to get
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah.
Mine just for some reason. I don't know why.
Our best bits video. That was it,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
I think you should eat Fray Benos fries.
Oh no, no one should eat that. Hang on, he's gone pink now. He's Barbie-fied himself.
What's that?
Toy Story 2.
No idea. Steve, you probably best just boot me out and then bring me back, and it should be all right. That's what happened last time, anyway.
Yeah, put him out and bring him back in 20 minutes.
No, he's gone now.
He's been demoted to the bottom run. That's Rob.
Yeah.
Sit down.
Okay.
So what's this? It's like Strike It Lucky, isn't it? With the boxes.
Are you there, mate? Or have you gone?
No, I'm still here. Can you hear me?
He's still there.
Is he now?
His electric run out, I think.
Switch the light
There's
off.
Dave.
There he is.
I'm back.
There we go.
Yeah, I don't know why it's been doing that. It's been doing that for the last couple of streams now. It seems to get like a couple of hours. And then for whatever reason, mine just like, picture just freezes.
Your internet just goes, yeah, no.
That's the trouble when you're using McDonald's Wi-Fi. Too many people use it.
I've just sent the link to our best bits video that we did on our first year anniversary party bit.
Okay.
And it's got ladies. What's your favourite scary movie?
We'll stick it on one of our streams.
Yeah,
And then
should put it on there.
then you've got Chris for some reason that didn't know Seth. What did you want me to save the last
No.
bullet for you?
No.
How we did not know that line was from Dust Till Dawn at all. I have no idea.
Yeah, he did it like a bit like Clint Eastwood, didn't he? It was a bit.
Yeah. But, it was a good laugh when we do stuff like that. We need to do more of it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you've got to have a laugh.
yeah, well, every year or the last couple of years, Laney's put a charity weekend together. So all the YouTubers do like an hour each over like 48 hours, and we raise money for charity and stuff like that. So if we can get something like that up and running, I'm sure you guys can.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, you need to give us one in the late hours, though.
I'll do an hour and 45. Rob will do 15
What minutes?
The first
seconds.
year, I did a channel hop and went round 35 channels in 12 hours.
That's all I told Joey.
That's a lot.
Individual to each
I think
person.
Lee was with.
Yeah.
But I raised over £5,000 for like dementia, which was amazing. And then the next year we did like a festival weekend, which had like obviously the charity things. We did Chris did what was it again?
Timmy's Mallet.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Yeah, he did a version of that game, and it was just epic. And then we had people jumping in swimming pools and like freezing temperatures, and Z slapping himself in the face. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And it was really hard slapping himself in the face for charity. Quid and stuff. Honestly,
The best one was watching Andrew trying to skip.
Andrew trying to skip.
Yeah, Andrew paid up £1 skipping rope and a boot sale, and I paid 10 quid to buy the skipping rope so we could open it to skip live on stream. And Andrew's like 6'4" with dyspraxia, so trying to watch him skip was the funniest thing we've ever seen.
He just had no coordination to do it at all, did he? Bless him.
No, but it was quite funny.
Making him eat an onion as well. That was quite funny.
He never ate the onion.
Cinnamon going.
The onion was off screen and he put a big knife through it. He never ate it.
Yeah, some of it. Because he was on screen.
Could be worse. Could be a Fray Bentos.
And then we've got like a few male YouTubers to dress up as the Spice Girls and that interview.
On camera. Your face on camera.
That was
He's
so
on the
funny.
corner.
Okay.
Is that
To see a letter spotted Laura.
You are
Laura.
sorry?
A little what?
A letter spotted Laura. There she is.
You've gone.
How did you enjoy the baby fair, Laura?
But they're talking to them. Man. She's coming.
Bob.
The baby fair. It cost a bit of money, didn't it?
Yeah. Fair bit.
Have you got over the spend yet?
No.
Was the pram? What's 15? Was it 15? What?
The pram and the car seat was £1,500.
1,500.
Jesus.
The amount of steelbooks I could get for that.
And there was the carrier that was about 160.
Were they selling you the add-ons?
They don't do dildos.
Not dildos. I said add-ons.
Add-ons, Rob. Add-ons. Add-ons.
When we bought the seat, I think the seat was like 180 or something. But then you had to get the bit that puts the seat into the car that was another 180. Make it
what about
swivel.
have you got a rain cover then as well? Did you get that?
Oh, I think that rain did we? Comes with it. Hey.
Hey, look at that. He didn't even know. He weren't paying attention.
Bargain. I was carrying the bags.
Were you even there?
Oh, I was there, yeah. I was. we took an empty suitcase with us, so it's loading up.
God.
We created this checklist off that has all the things you need to get, and we've ticked off about 6 things.
Yeah, that's how it goes. That's how it goes. Did you get the thing, Rob, so you can hold the baby, like the strap thing, so you can have the baby on you? Did you get one of them?
129 grand.
Yeah. He just rests it on his belly. That's all.
I was going to say, Rob don't need one really. He's already got a shelf, hasn't he?
Well, I've got myself some. I've got myself some breastfeeding pumps.
Yeah.
You put that one back for me.
I don't know.
So just a dust ball just going past the screen.
No.
Yeah.
Try them as well.
I will try them. I'll probably do a video of the live stream.
I breastfeeding. I was on the tit for years, and I had to share that with a bloke who smoked a pipe.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, I have just spotted the time, so it's 9:20. I'll be turning into a pumpkin soon if I don't go to bed, and I'm up early in the morning. So, thank you for joining us, Dave. Thank you for being our featured guest. It's always a pleasure having you on. Lainey, lovely to see you again. It's good to have you back in the YouTube world.
Definitely.
Always a pleasure. Thank you for joining us. It's
thank you, Jen.
Entertaining as ever, shall we say. Everyone, if you like the video, that just tells YouTube we're doing something right and that pushes our content out to other people. And if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. We're sort of stagnant around the 529 mark. So there's other channels that are moving a lot quicker than us. And I'm feeling a bit...
yeah, but you've now got the flashy lights, so we're both upgrading studio area.
I preferred it when he was sitting in the middle because it looked like he had a laser coming out his head. That's much better.
I'm feeling that I'm being stifled in my creativity here, and I'm being held back by a cruel world. So
yeah, I used to use that excuse in the bedroom as well.
So hurry up and subscribe. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you next week. Keep your eye out for some pre-records. Go and subscribe to these guys and check out Lainey as well. See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.